Alright everybody, what's up? I am back here with another video, and this is actually going to be the walk around of my Caprice, since everything is pretty much almost done here for the summer. Just got some few little odds and ends that I'm trying to do here and get it all basically done so I can enjoy it for the summer. But for the most part, all the big stuff is done. The only thing I really got to do is I got a new stereo deck that I think I'm going to put in this car. I got a Pioneer deck for it. This the one that flips out and it has Apple CarPlay on it. It's the NEX version, NEX 3300 NEX I believe it is. And I'm gonna run up my additional wire so it'll power all my internal speakers, so it's a little bit more clear and crisp inside as well, and just a couple other small odds and ends. But as promised, I wanted to do a walk around on it so you guys can kind of see what all I've done and the look at the car right now. And so I'm just going to start here from the front. You know about the grill already. Then again, this is custom made by me. I bought this perforated metal here from Custom Car Grills on eBay. It was like $35 for like a 4x6 sheet or something like that, and I just cut them the size. This grill is actually from a 79, I believe, 4-door Caprice, and it had these columns in it. I just cut the columns out and made them fit, so that's all good to go. And obviously I had to do some work to make that fit, so got these off eBay, these projector headlight lenses, 6K with the halo. The halo was crappy, so I made my own LEDs inside there. So they came with the little reflector lenses on there as well, so I was able to put my own LEDs in there. They're not super bright at night, but during the day they shine like freaking headlights. They're super bright. But the regular HID is 6K, and it has a halogen bright. So the low beam is HID and the high beam is halogen. So I'll probably do the same for this one as well sometime down the road, but right now I'll just keep it as is. Also too, hold on one second, I bought these as well. So these right here are actually 1157 switchback parking lights and turn signals, and so the actual HID portion is 6K, and that's a white bright lens, or it shines white bright just like my headlights. And then the other one is just the amber, so it kind of switches back and forth from the amber and the what's it called, the 6K, and they go actually right here. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they shine amber, since these are amber anyway, and then when you turn on the signal, they go from amber to the really bright 6K of the light. So I'm going to see how these work. I'm going to install those today and kind of see how they work. So they were like 15 bucks. I've seen them used before, so I thought I would just get them and kind of see how they work. So going into the front clip, obviously I did these, ordered these off eBay. They're just really cheap chrome vinyl wrapping material. So I just took these off, laid them down. Actually, you guys probably can't even tell, but I did them in 2 pieces because this was so hard to lay down. So I laid this over, got it as flat as I could, and this is actually a separate piece. So it actually turned out really good. You can't even tell. So I did that to both sides as well. My original intention was to do the whole clip, but that didn't work out. So and but I like the extension pieces. They turned out pretty damn good. I upgraded my power wire that comes from my alternator. So that is 2 gauge, I believe, or 2-aught, I believe they call it, power wire, welding wire. So that is actually supposed to hold a little bit better than your normal traditional power wire or whatever. So I have it running from here all the way around to the positive portion of my battery, and I still have the regular wire hooked up as well. So got that hooked up. I kind of didn't re-loom, but I used a different type of electrical tape that I got from Rusty Wrenches on YouTube here. He has a channel. This is what he uses, and it's not sticky, but it sticks to itself, so it's not like your normal electrical tape, but it actually lays down way smoother and nicer as well. So I got that, and I kind of redid some of my loom. I turned this neck of the water neck here in the front because I'm going to run a mid-90s style AC compressor, and you guys saw my video on that. So what I have to do is I had to turn that to make it fit, and I'm going to take this tensioner off because the bracket from the 90s style AC bracket has its own tensioner. So more on that to come. I actually have a compressor that's coming. It came today actually, but I should be able to pick it up tomorrow from the UPS store. This is my old catch can. I'm gonna have to move that, relocate that somewhere, since the bracket is gonna be sitting right here. What else did I do? As far as inside the engine, that's pretty much it besides the intake. So this is a TVSS intake from, I don't even know what year, but any, you know, Trailblazer SS year would fit on it. They are supposed to flow the best, and I got a deal on it for like 125 bucks. I think is what I bought it for. I had to buy this bracket separately from Glenn's Auto Performance on eBay. It was like $35, and I had to make some other hoses and things fit in different locations to kind of make it work. This fuel rail I actually made myself just by using -8 AN fittings and hoses and all that, so I had to make it fit. I took it to a buddy of mine who has a hose industrial hydraulic shop, and he was able to kind of torque those down so I had no leaks. There was one small minor leak right here, and you can't even tell, y'all, it looks stock, but it was leaking a little bit right here. And so they make a fuel line patch material that you can buy from like O'Reilly's, and I've used it several times before and it works great. So it's like an epoxy for fuel and fuel lines, and you can actually use it on your tank or anything. And so I used it before in my Grand National. I had a small leak, and so I used it here, and it works perfectly. It dried, and it dries brown, and so I painted it black just with like a little touch-up paint, and it's awesome. So did that there, no leaks, no issues or anything like that, so we're good to go there. What else did I do? What else? That is pretty much it, I believe, for underneath the engine besides the intake. Oh, I got a new idle air control valve because my other one I think was old and I don't know if it was working correctly, so I got that off Amazon, AC Delco brand. I had to buy an adapter to go from a 3-bolt to a 4-bolt, so a 3-bolt throttle body to a 4-bolt intake to make that work. I had to relocate the IAT sensor, so I relocated it here. I just drilled a hole, punched it in there with a hammer, but applied some gasket sealant to make that work. To make this work and the fuel rail work in my stock truck rail, I had to put some spacers here to make this work and sit flush so they didn't move. I kind of had to shave this down on the other side as well in the fuel rail to make that work. I also had to shave some of these lines down on this intake to make these rails work. If you can see, I don't know if you can kind of see it there. See kind of how it dips down. I shaved it down, but I just repainted it so you can't even tell, y'all. Other than that, oh, and I had to relocate the map sensor. So the map sensor on the regular truck intake actually sits back here, so I had to extend this wire here and use that here as well too. So I think that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna add AC, so I got some new parts and things here. I'll talk about that here in a moment. Let me go under the car now because I didn't do anything to the inside of the car. Let me go under the car and I'll show you what I did there. Real quick, since you guys have saw in-depth videos of what I've done back here. Obviously this is a 94 Caprice rear end that's been built and has 373 gears, Eaton posi, Yukon axles, 30 spline, what else, 373 gears. It's all good to go and ready, and it actually mounted straight up, no issues at all. All new Hotchkiss lower and uppers, Moog coils, Bilstein shocks, and I got new spring insulators as well for the top. So pretty much everything back here is new. They are drum brakes, but they're the big drum brakes, and they stop really good, y'all. So I decided not to upgrade them to discs. If y'all didn't know, I'm using my stock fuel tank as well with a Grand National fuel sender. It works perfect. I do get some sloshing and it makes the fuel gauge go kind of wacky, but I just try not to run it under a quarter tank. That way I don't have any fuel starvation, so I keep it at a quarter and above. So other than that, I had my exhaust modified because my previous exhaust, when it ran over the axles, it was hitting. So my guy actually redid it for me, and that's why you see two different welds there as well too, but he hooked it up for me. So Hooker Aerospace mufflers, and I have exhaust cutouts as well too, so if you guys didn't know. So I'll show you here real quick on this side here, so you can see my exhaust cutouts. Got them on both sides, so when I open these things up, it sounds like a monster, dude, like a NASCAR. But other than that, not much cosmetically. I just repainted all these trim pieces, so that's all black, and I redid the bottom, so the rocker panels as well. So oh, and my guy also painted my door. I used to have a long scratch here and some other little chips and odds and ends that were didn't look very good, so he painted it, and just painted it from here down. Sorry, y'all got a plane going over. So he painted the door from here down, and then also painted the rear quarter back here as well, and I had a little rust issue here that he fixed as well too. So but yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it, y'all. Hopefully I didn't rush through it too fast. I was trying to get a lot of content and a lot of stuff in it as quick as I can, but as you can see, it's come a long way. And shoot, man, stock appearing on the outside, but underneath something totally different. So, and that was my goal with the car. Like I could put rims on it, I can make it flashy and stuff like that, but I think this car, and especially the notoriety that it's been getting, and the more and more people get to learn about it, I think it actually is good the way it sits. So I don't want to change it. I don't want to change its image or anything. There'll be a few little cosmetic upgrades that I'll add kind of here and there, but I want to keep the car kind of as is, and kind of keep that sleeper look, and add a few more things kind of here and there. But I'm really loving it, y'all, and I'm really loving the upgrades and stuff that I'm doing to it. So stay tuned for more. I got some parts updates that I'm going to show you as far as the AC and some other things that I got as well. So stay tuned, y'all. Thank you for all the support. I hit 900 subscribers today, so that's been good, and I'm going to keep going, y'all. I'm going after that 1,000 and then more. So the more and more you guys like, comment, subscribe, share my stuff, the more and more I can kind of use any funds that I get from YouTube after I hit that mark, and to provide more content, stuff for the car, stuff for my other builds. Don't forget, I got the Chevelle still coming. I still got my my Turbo T as well. So I got a lot of things in the works, y'all. So but right now, focusing on the Caprice and trying to get this done. So thank you guys, and I'll holla at you. Deuces.